That's the sound. So we're gonna do a quick demo here of this very elaborate and scientific setup.
G'day folks, it's DIY Guy 123 here, bringing you another do-it-yourself video. Do you have a bathroom exhaust fan that claps in the wind? You know, when there's a big gust of wind, the flapper slams shut and you hear a and then a few minutes later you hear a well, I'm gonna show you how to resolve that. So the first thing you're gonna do is pull down the cover, and it's a cover that is attached with clips like this that attach onto the cover like that, right in there. And to get them off of the actual housing motor, you squeeze this together to pull it down. The next thing you're gonna do, this is what the fan looks like. Fan motor unit, you'll be looking at that surface right there. There's a screw that needs to come out right here. Generally one screw, there might be two, but it's usually one. And also you need to unplug the plug from the power outlet, and then you can wiggle this apparatus out of the way. The purpose of this video is to talk about this horribly designed flapper valve. Now, see if I can get my flashlight and camera and all fingers up in the right spot. Now, you can see how that flaps back and forth, just like that. Well, when the wind blows into the house, it's supposed to shut like that. But when the wind is not blowing into the house and you turn the exhaust fan on, it's supposed to open like that, like this. Well, you'd think that when the fan's not on, that would be shut. But the reality is, it's such a lightweight flapper valve, it's almost open all the time, at least 30–40%. Like, it's hard to see right now, but it's definitely open. And I'll show you what it is when I give it a push. There is shut, and that's the sound. Annoying. So, what are we going to do? Well, there's an easy fix for this poorly designed part. There should have been a spring pushing it up, or a weight on the, not the surface that I'm touching now right here, but further back. So what, some of the ceiling fans, this flapper can be removed. My ceiling fan is a Braun, and it won't come out without breaking that flapper, so I've got to leave it in place.
So we're going to do a quick demo here of this very elaborate and scientific setup. And so this yogurt container lid is acting as the damper flapper valve and backflow valve, and you can see that it's actually on a bit of an angle right now. It's not vertical, it's not closed. That would be considered closed, that would be considered open. Well, that's exactly the poor design that's there. It's so well balanced that it never really shuts. And if you have a mild breeze, it won't shut. Now, what about the situation where you have a draft in your home, an updraft? Heat rises in the wintertime, and so unless you have a completely brand new, perfectly sealed house with all brand new windows and doors, there is going to be air that migrates from the lower levels of the home to the upper levels and out through the attic. And that is in the same direction that the wind will go, or the air will go, when the fan is turned on. And that was the situation in my house, and all of these flapper valves were being blown open. So instead of having them look like this, I've taken a weight and put it on there. Let's see if this is a good demo here. I've put a weight, I've put a new nut on there, and you notice that flapper valve is in a much better angle. Not perfect yet. Wow, that's a much lower position, and there's more of a force to keep that damper shut. And so the draft in the home has to really overcome the gravitational force on our new yogurt weight that we have there. So that's the main principle on weighting the damper valve. A rag underneath the bottom of it to keep it horizontal, and then the furthest surface in that I can slide my fingers, that's where I'm going to crazy glue this nut on. Okay, so I'm talking the smallest amount of crazy glue on there. Okay, so pretty finicky work, gotta have tiny fingers. I'm not even sure if it can be seen. Hopefully it can be. And there's the towel stuffed underneath the flapper to keep it in the horizontal position until the glue dries. Now, crazy glue doesn't take a whole long time, but you don't want it shifting around And you got to get it in place and get your fingers out of there, and you are going to get crazy glue in your fingers. It's just the way it goes. So that's how that works. And I'm going to take the face cloth out of there. Here we are the next day, and I actually put 2 nuts on the far side of this. And you can see there's definitely like weight drawing that down, but it's still not, like there's still a gap there. So see this, the plastic that I'm touching right here? I'm gonna actually take a small cutting tool with this disc on it and cut that off of there. Okay, it was impossible for me to be holding the camera up there in a light and that tool, but basically these are the parts that I cut off of that. And now that that little bit of extra counterweight is missing, I can show you that that door naturally shuts all the way now. Yeah, that's an improvement, and we're gonna go with that. And so hopefully that will keep the door shut under windy conditions. All right, that's all I want to show you. Good luck with your do-it-yourself project. I hope this helps you, and if it does, give me a comment.